up, everyone? It is Denise Salcedo. Welcome to the stream. It is Speak Now Pro Wrestling. It is the August 20th edition. This is the day that we have been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. The debut of CM Punk in AEW. The rumors, the reports, they were all darn true. Now, before we get started, I do want to give everybody who's in here a major heads up that this is not my normal setup. This is not how I normally do my shows. However, I am currently in Las Vegas. I'm in my hotel room, and this is the best that I can do for this show for here today. So heads up, guys, this isn't my normal glamorous setup, all right? So before you look at this setup and you're like, oh, she looks terrible, it is literally, again, I am in my hotel room in Las Vegas, but I was here to watch SmackDown. I was here to watch Rampage. On top of that, it's been an insane wrestling weekend, doing back-to-back interviews with so much talent, editing all day. It's literally insane. And guys, everybody is blowing up the chat right now, everyone. Oh my God, because we need to get into the CM Punk stuff. But before we do, I just want to let you guys all know that if you want to make sure you get your comment, your question, or your statement read on this stream, go ahead and send in a super chat because I want to hear what you guys all have to say. And the easiest way will be definitely to send in a super chat. Plus, I do get to keep 100% of all proceeds from super chat. So feel free to send them in. I appreciate it if you guys do, and I will make sure to read your guys' comments. But here we go. We got CM Punk. We got an amazing moment. What I'm going to say right now, guys, I don't want anyone to get upset or anything, but I'm going to say this right now. CM Punk's AEW debut was by far the most beautiful wrestling moment in history. Now, I realize that it's very, very arguable, and by beautiful, I mean that it was just a very, very nice moment. I don't think I've ever felt just so happy for someone and seeing somebody come out and just see their pure joy and happiness, and then to also see it from the fans and see it from not just the fans like in the crowd, but also on social media. I mean, it is nuts. We're going to break down everything that CM Punk said, the match that we officially have for All Out, and we're going to get your thoughts and much more on this stream. But here we go. We got our first stream. This one is from Nicholas Yabara, who says, what an exhilarating promo from CM Punk. This really felt like a momentous moment for the company and for wrestling in general. So if you guys go right now to Twitter, okay, and I'm sure this has changed now because the last time I checked was probably like 20-30 minutes ago. But if you go on Twitter, out of the top 25 trends in the United States, 5 of those trends all have to do not just with AEW, but CM Punk specifically, all across the board. And that, to me, social media is very telling. The people are talking. The people are excited. So that was very cool to see. Also, Pro Wrestling Tees, the website, has officially crashed. I was able to get in for maybe a second or two. And I saw that he had the new t-shirt, which obviously we saw here tonight. I think they have a new sticker. And I think the other item was a towel. So Pro Wrestling Tees broke. Social media is going nuts. Look at these numbers on this stream. People want to come on here and they want to talk about CM Punk. What does that tell me? That tells me that CM Punk is a dang draw. All right. Thank you so much to Nicholas for kicking us off here with these super chats, but we got so many, guys. All right. I'm going to go and hop into the next ones here because I really want to get all of your thoughts. We got another one from AM who says, I was amazed that CM Punk apologized for those that were let down for his decisions in the last 7 years. That almost made me cry. So speaking of this, obviously you guys all saw this, but CM Punk essentially addressed the crowd, and I'll kind of go through a couple of the things that he said, but he addressed the crowd and he basically tells everybody that he's sorry. he's sorry for anybody that may have not been in line, or maybe not had like completely agreed with what he did and the choices that he made in his personal life. But then he used it to essentially tell them, like, I needed to get healthy, and I was not going to get healthy staying in the same place that got me sick in the first time. That was, ladies and gentlemen, a direct shot at WWE. As you guys all know, you all know the details of everything that went down with that relationship with CM Punk, and everything that he had to say in Cole Cabana's podcast, and all the fallout from that. I mean, this is a story that we have been following for years, which is why this moment is just, something else. But thank you so much to AM. And speaking also of fans crying, there were fans crying in the stadium, and we got to see a shot of one of which, a guy who I believe is definitely going to be going viral. He's definitely going to be amongst those iconic wrestling fan reaction moments that get captured on camera. So thank you so much to AM for sending in this super chat over here. We got another one from Danny from the Bay, who just says he's back. And that is exactly, that was actually one of the trending topics on Twitter, was just simple, he is back. So when CM Punk came out, he literally, and I'm so glad that AEW decided to do this right away, because I was on a stream previously, a couple days ago, and people were asking, what is the best way to debut CM Punk? What is the best way to debut CM Punk? And essentially, my thought was it was so simple too. I was like, just start the show, hit his music, have him come out. And then I kind of thought maybe that's just a little too simple, but dang, they did it and it worked. It worked, ladies and gentlemen. The second the camera, the second the live feed started, you have commentary, obviously, promoting the show and some of the matches that are going to be happening, but instantaneously you have the crowd just chanting CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. And that was obviously expected. And then I'm thinking, all right, because there's like this little moment. I'm thinking, all right, is he going to come out? Is this it? Like, is this the moment? Is this where it's going to happen? And lo and behold, the cult of personality music hits. And there it is. CM Punk is coming out. And guys, when earlier in the stream, I said that it was the most beautiful moment in wrestling history. And one of the things that added to that is when CM Punk came out, CM Punk's my second favorite wrestler, okay, guys, like of all time, all right? So he's up there on my list, but I wasn't planning on crying. I wasn't planning on getting emotional. I wasn't planning on any of that. And then he comes out and I'm thinking, oh crap, I see his reaction. I'm seeing, I'm assuming he's trying to hold back tears, whatever the case may be. And I'm thinking, I was not expecting to get emotional from this. I was expecting to be excited, crazy, blah, 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 all of that. I wasn't expecting to have so much emotion. But when you see him come out, the man gets on his knees and he's looking around. He's treasuring every single moment. You can't help but then it's like, I think in that moment, every single piece of news that we have read from CM Punk kind of all rushed in at once, and every single thing, every single controversy that happened kind of all hit everybody at once and exactly impacted that one particular moment in seeing CM Punk come out. But we got so many super chats from this, guys. We got another one from Manuel Cifuentes, who says, WWE question mark, never heard of them, hashtag AEW, hashtag take my money. Look, guys, here's the thing. I don't want to be mean to WWE. I get it. I get the frustrations that everybody has. However, I am here covering SummerSlam, and they've been nothing but nice to me with all of these interviews that I've been getting. So shout out to the awesome WWE PR team. So, but I do, guys, trust me, I'm here all the time. I'm talking about the creative frustrations. I get it, guys. I get it. We got another super chat from ALR1129 who says, how many of you guys also cried with CM Punk returning? Be honest. I'm legit curious because we just touched on that right now. This was an emotional moment. And here's the thing is that a lot of people were talking about, how should he debut into AEW? How should, who should his first opponent be? Who should it be? And I think that we were all so focused on that I don't think a lot of us really realized that this was going to be an emotional moment. I don't feel like I really saw the conversation in terms of, I'm going to get like legit emotional from this, but that was clearly what we saw here today. So thank you so much to ALR1129 for sending in this super chat. We got another one from NYHC Ray, who says, that was amazing. His entrance literally gave me goosebumps. It was one of those things where when he came out and he was talking and he was cutting his promo, I do not recall. I was on the edge of my seat when you're just like paying attention and you're not even focusing on your breathing. You're not even blinking. I mean, that's the kind of emotion that we got from the CM Punk promo. And we are going to get into the nitty gritty details of what he had to say too. I'm just going to get through a couple more of these super chats. We got another one from the Mexican Jedi who says, been trying to buy the shirt for an hour. So happy I got my all out ticket. Hell yeah, guys. I was feeling like I wasn't feeling super crazy about the all out card so far, to be honest. I was like, oh, it's a decent card, but I wasn't like all out crazy about it. But now that we got this matchup, BTW, here we go. For those of you guys who do not know, if you might have missed it, just in case you're living under a rock, we are officially getting CM Punk versus Darby Allin on AEW All Out in Chicago. And this was I loved how this was made. So after CM Punk talked about, coming back and everything and why he came back, etc., we see Sting and Darby Allin up on the rafters. And when he's up there, he essentially addresses him and he tells him, Darby, I've seen you do all of these crazy things. He mentioned some of the crazy bumps that Darby Allin has taken that we've seen on AEW. But he tells him there is nothing more dangerous that you can do than wrestling me in Chicago, and immediately names Darby Allin his opponent for All Out. I liked that they made it very easy. There wasn't any, will you accept this match? None of that BS. It was straight, this is the match that's happening and this is the match that we're getting. So I thought that was a really awesome way. And obviously a lot of people too, they all expected Darby Allin to be the first opponent to CM Punk because he was the one that, made that whole reference of the best in the world in his promo, and they replayed that last week on AEW Rampage. So that was something that a lot of people obviously knew that was a direction that AEW was heading in. So, and it's the best direction because, Darby Allin, when he was TNT champion, he was an awesome TNT champion in the sense that every single, week on Dynamite, he had these really awesome matches. He had, as TNT champion, I would say that during that time, I think he had 8 matches. I'm not even sure how many, but during that time, he had all of these consecutive big matches, some matches that I thought they weren't even going to be on paper. I thought, oh, they're going to be okay. And then on the show, they were next level. So this is a guy that they have been building for a while. This is a guy that you aligned with, an icon in Sting. So given that, now that he's not champion, it's kind of like, all right, what's next? You're obviously not propelling him just yet to the AEW world title because you still got Kenny Omega. You still got things going on with Kenny Omega. Still got a story to tell there with Kenny Omega. So it's like, all right, what are we going to do with him? Bam, you got the CM Punk situation. You got might as well incorporate Darby into this, and I think that they made a really good call in having Darby be that first guy to be up there with CM Punk in his first match and at All Out. Darby is a guy that's interesting, a guy that is liked, and a guy that is going to go out there and do crazy things. Is willing to do crazy things. We got another super chat from Ryan T, who says Punk back in pro wrestling, first time in 13 years. That's also a nod to another thing that he said on his promo. So in his promo, one of the other moments that he mentions here, give me a second because I wrote this down. He starts to talk about, leaving Ring of Honor and how, he cried during that because, that was because he knew where he was going next, but he knew that it was going to be hard for somebody like him to go where he was going next. And then he said that on August 13th, 2005, he left professional wrestling. Then on August 20th, 2021, he returns, essentially kind of also throwing a dig at WWE for not being quote unquote professional wrestling, but more so rather sports entertainment. So I think this is one of those cases where you also read in between the lines. I think there was a lot of read in between the lines during this promo, and a lot of, if you know what the history is between CM Punk and WWE, then you obviously got a lot of those little jabs that were thrown in there. We got another super chat from James H, who says the world is a better place place when it includes a CM Punk who loves wrestling. I cried like a dang baby. I do not blame anybody that cried, BTW, because it took a lot in me. The only reason why I did not want to full on cry like a baby was because I knew I had to come on this show and I did not have time to redo my makeup. But thank you so much to James H for sending in the super chat. And that's the thing, man. Right now, wrestling feels exciting, guys. Wrestling feels so exciting. And we got a couple more super chats. I'm getting them up to speed here. We have another one from Petey, Not So Speedy, who says, I'm about to be 24, really started watching wrestling in the late 2000s, early 2010s, took a break around the same time Punk left. AEW brought me back. Seeing Punk return legitimately gave me goosebumps. And that's the thing, too, is one of the other discussion points that people have been talking about is, is CM Punk going to bring back a lot of lapsed fans? Because there are people who legitimately just watch because of CM Punk. Prior to CM Punk going to WWE, this is a man that was regarded as a wrestling god. So if you maybe learned of CM Punk until he got to WWE, he was already like a god amongst fans prior to WWE and just everything that he did again before he got to the company. So stuff like this could definitely, I think, hopefully bring a lot of eyes into AEW. And that's another interesting thing too, is obviously the ratings. I am curious as to what the ratings for AEW Rampage are going to be. I asked people on Twitter, and a lot of people, I think it was half and half, guys. I got a lot of people that were like, hell yeah, it's gonna be over that 1 million mark. And then there were people that were like, nah, it's still a Friday night, 10 p.m. So it's gonna be like around like between 700 and 900K. I really do think, and I'm not a ratings expert by any means, but I really do think, or maybe hope, that it will be over that 1 million mark. To be honest, I think it needs to be over that 1 million mark, given all of the hype, all of the lead-in, and everything that we've known so far heading into this show. So thank you so much to Petey, Not So Speedy, for sending in a super chat. We got another one from Matt Logan, who says, Denise, that was the most real emotion I've seen in a long time for a happy moment in pro wrestling. Dude, when the hell are we all cohesively happy as a group, everybody? Like, I genuinely feel like across the board, a majority of the, pro wrestling fandom is happy. Seeing this, like, even if you're like an anti-AEW fan, like, I'm sure there's, a lot of people that tuned in. I've been saying this weeks prior. I'm like, there are going to be people that are anti-AEW and they're going to tune into the show out of pure curiosity, okay? I'll be honest, because if you think about it, if you weren't an AEW fan, but you knew CM Punk was coming out, would you tune in? Literally, ask yourself that. Would you tune in? I would. If I wasn't a fan of the product, I would definitely tune in. But what I'm trying to get at here, though, is that I feel that this was a moment that fans across the board can appreciate, even if you aren't an AEW fan. That's really what I wanted to get at here. But thank you so much to Matt Logan for also sending in this super chat. We got another one from Connor Delaney, who says, the best moment in pro wrestling in the last 10 years. I got to share that moment with my dad, who got me into pro wrestling. See, guys, lots of different backstories. You don't know how people got into pro wrestling and, how they're doing this. And another feel-good moment, I'm going to bring this up right now, is so after CM Punk's promo, he mentions that everybody in the arena is going to go home with free ice cream. What the hell? What the hell? Like, you get this amazing moment and then you're going home with free ice cream. People like to go home with free stuff. And then they kind of showed the ice cream because commentary had the ice cream and Taz was like all biting into it. I was like, bruh, show us the ice cream. Put it up to the camera. I want to see the ice cream. But sorry, I made myself laugh. But it was just funny because Taz was just like eating that ice cream. And I was like, bro, show us a visual here. I want to see, what do we got here? Is vanilla, chocolate layer? We got a little bread in there. Like, let me know the details. But that was a really cool moment too. Obviously giving the audience some ice cream. So I thought that was a cherry on top that they didn't have to do. And it was unique and they did it. We got a comment from Matt Raquel, who I actually got to meet over at AEW Double or Nothing. So Matt sends in a super chat and says, haven't seen Punk wrestle live in over 8 years. That was the most beautiful thing in wrestling. I got chills and was crying. Guys, I'm telling you, what a moment. Thank you so much to Matt Raquel for sending in this super chat. And I'm going to go through another one from Pyroplasma who says, the world doesn't belong to you. Thank you so much to Pyroplasma for sending in this super chat as well. And I'm going to scroll down. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to keep up with all of the super chats. We got another one from James Barris who says, I'm glad he came out as a face. I always thought he was best as a heel, but this changed my mind. WWE left so much babyface potential on the table with him. I thought he had to come out as a babyface, guys. I think it would have killed the moment if he would have like all of a sudden been like, you people are you people, and been saying whatever nonsense or whatever. He could have easily been like, you didn't support me or whatever the case may be. He could have done something like that, and I'm glad that he didn't, because this felt like the natural thing to do. And like, he comes, so when CM Punk came out and he goes on his knees and he's looking at everybody, not only that, he like does like a not a, what do you call it? Like when you like stage dive, like a stage dive onto the crowd and the people catch him. And it's such a nice moment. He gets back up. He's hugging these people. And I'm thinking I'm like, does he know these people? I'm sure he knew a couple of them, like friends and family and whatnot, but he was going out there hugging people, friends, family, strangers. I don't know. But that was a really awesome little touch there. I even tweeted out, I was like, I wouldn't mind watching this for a full hour. Let's go ahead, man. CM Punk talk for the full hour of AEW Rampage, and I would not come on here and I would not complain whatsoever. But thank you so much to James Barris for sending in this super chat as well. I really appreciate it. We got another one from Isaac Merriweather who says, tonight made me feel like a teenager again. It made my tum-tum feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Dude, I felt excited. Like I'm a little jelly that I wasn't there, guys. But you know what? Can't be everywhere at once. But I was a little jelly because I did want to be at that CM Punk debut. I thought he would, like everybody else, I thought he was going to debut at AEW All Out. And so when I got my credentials for that, I was like, all right. Well, obviously once I got my credentials, I already knew that he wasn't going to be at AEW All Out, but I knew I was going to get credentialed ahead of time. So I was like, all right, I'm excited that I'm going to get to see CM Punk's debut. But then obviously we find out about the first dance, etc. So I knew that obviously that wasn't going to happen anymore. So I was a little bummed out that I didn't get to be there, but it felt exciting watching it from my Las Vegas hotel room. Thank you so much to Isaac for sending this. And BTW, for those who are new to this stream, this is not my normal setup. I feel the need to keep saying this because I have a great setup that is in my home, but because I'm in Las Vegas for SummerSlam at the moment, you guys got to get a crappy little hotel background. So apologies for that. But we got another super chat from Ben Billings who says, I missed the CM Punk era before tonight, but I'm excited because everyone else is excited. That was epic. Hell yeah, guys. Energy and happiness, all of that stuff is very, very contagious. And I think we are feeling it today. Like I'm buzzing, guys. Like not like I feel like a lot of I feel like I need to go out and talk to people. I'm talking to people now, but I want to see everybody and be like, man, let's freak out about this together. We got another super chat from Labor Days who says, in line for a shirt and ice cream, unbelievable pop. I'm wondering if they're selling the shirts now because or were they selling them before already at the actual arena? I am curious about that. I don't know if maybe I didn't pay close enough attention, but maybe somebody else can clarify that for me. But thank you so much to Labor Days for sending in this super chat as well. I'm scrolling here, guys, and make sure I'm catching up with all of them. We got another one from my good friend Christopher Marino who says, off topic, but great interviews that you have been doing. This is off topic, guys, but I am at SummerSlam weekend, and I've literally been interviewing everybody. Triple H, Drew McIntyre, Samoa Joe, Nikki Ash, Bobby Lashley, Sheamus, so many people, guys. It's been insane. And tomorrow I will be at the press box for SummerSlam. And then afterwards, I will be attending the SummerSlam after party. So that should be fun because I've been told there's going to be some fun people to interview there. So that's going to be very cool. Thank you so much to Christopher Marino for the support. BTW, guys, for those of you who do not know, I come out to these every event that I cover from my YouTube channel. All of this stuff is on my paycheck. I pay for my hotel. I pay for my travel here. So whatever money I make of my YouTube videos, that is the money that I make. So just FYI, I think a lot of people probably don't know that, but just putting it out there. We got a super chat from Anthony Esquivel who says, my girl Salcedo gonna be rich with all these super chats coming in. Happy CM Punk Day, AEW. Dude, seriously, man. Like, thank you, AEW. Thank you, CM Punk, man. Thank you so much to Anthony for sending in this lovely super chat. We got another one from my girl Alicia Ellis who says, saw a video and she says, I saw a video and as people are leaving, they are getting their ice cream bars and chanting CM Punk, while I also did shed a small tear. See, I haven't been able to see that just yet because I was getting ready to do this stream. That is incredible. I can't even imagine like what the vibe is with everybody, at the actual arena. And you're getting ice cream? Man, I'm so jealous. Thank you so much to Alicia Alice. We got another super chat from Daniel Zambrano who says, been a wrestling fan for 35 years, been to wrestling in Mexico, the US, South America. That was the loudest pop I ever heard. Got so emotional at this dumb thing we all love so much. You guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but when was the last time that everybody felt this emotional about a certain moment in wrestling? Like, seriously, correct me, or not correct me, but give me another moment, because right now, this one feels very, very special, like no other moment, but maybe I'm forgetting something, but let me know if I am. Thank you so much to Daniel Zambrano for sending in that super chat as well. We got so many people here just like freaking the hell out about CM Punk. And this is something that we all knew, guys. We knew this going in, and this is still like insane. We got another one from Faustino Vargas. Holy mother of pearl. You literally just sent me my biggest super chat ever. Hell, I've been holding back tears. This is it. I might start crying right now. Thank you so Wow, I'm choking on my own saliva. Thank you so much for this massive super chat, Faustino. I feel like I need to like jump out of this computer screen and like hug you or high five you or something. I really appreciate it. Oh my God. Okay, so first and foremost, he mentioned Summer of Punk. That's another thing that we need to. Remember, I said during this promo there was a lot of read between the lines stuff, a lot of that, and this was one of them. So after the entire CM Punk promo, after all of that, he's saying his goodbyes to the crowd. Commentary puts over that it is the summer of CM Punk or the summer of Punk, whatever, right? Hello? What have we been hearing on WWE television? It is the summer of what? You can't see me. It's the summer of Cena. So I don't know if that was the jab or just something. I think that was a jab, because why do you say summer of CM Punk? You could just say like the year of CM Punk. I don't know. It felt very specific to me. So I'm going to take that as a jab. But thank you so much to Faustino for literally sending me the biggest super chat of my entire life. Seriously, thank you so much. I need to give you more thank yous. Like, this is not enough thank yous, but thank you. All right. And I'm going to keep scrolling just a bit here because we got so many more. We still have so much to talk about. I'm stressed. All right, here we go. We got a super chat from Ray O who says, had my non-wrestling fans over at my house and we're drunk as hell chanting CM Punk. This amount of excitement has never happened. Thank you, Tony. See, that is really awesome because I'm curious as to how many people that aren't wrestling fans can get excited about something that they don't know. But this is really cool to see. So thank you so much to Ray there as well. And I'm going to scroll through a couple more, guys. We got so much in here. You guys are bombarding me at the second. So I'm really glad you guys all tuned in here. And then I am going to go through the rest of AEW Rampage. And I'm also going to highlight a little bit of what happened on SmackDown. But we got another super chat from Colette Adam who says CM Punk dive into the crowd was a cool moment. Hell yeah, man. Those people got a really, really good experience. I hope when they get home, I'm pretty sure they're going to rewatch that, screenshot it, because they were just in some of the most iconic CM Punk, most iconic wrestling moment in a really, really long time. All right, guys. So I'm trying to catch up 1 second, guys, with all of your comments. So I'm terribly behind here. I'm just trying to make sure I'm on par with you. Okay, here we go. We got another one from Cornman316 who says, I didn't watch wrestling while Punk was active, and even I had goosebumps. The raw emotion from him and the crowd was unreal. Wrestling is wonderful. I saw somebody else actually write to me on Twitter that they weren't a CM Punk fan whatsoever. yet they really appreciated the moment and like the genuine authenticity of it all. So I do get this perspective as well. So thank you so much to Cornman 316 for also sending in this super chat here. And we got another super chat from James H, who says, nothing to add, but I just need to get this out. CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk, it doesn't feel real. Does it feel real? I don't think it feels real either, guys. Like, this is something where you're just like, oh my God, like this is we've been hearing CM Punk chants, and he did address that as well, that, you know, he'd been listening to those CM Punk chants. We've been hearing these CM Punk chants for a very long time now, and some people were getting sick of them, to be honest. Like, I saw people saying that they were tired of the CM Punk chants because they was starting to become, you know, disrespectful to some of the talent, and I get it. I understand all that, but it's just like to hear those, getting used to kind of hearing those CM Punk chants, but now to actually be hearing them with him in the actual ring, like that's something there. So thank you so much to James H for also sending in this super chat here. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm literally trying to catch up with all of your comments. So we have another one from CT who says, all of Denise's hotel can hear her and it's now AEW. I know, I'm trying not to be super loud because I'm terrified that my like hotel neighbors are going to be like, somebody shut this, like they're probably going to think I'm some like crazy drunk Las Vegas girl or something. They're probably going to think that. No, just a wrestling nut here. Sorry, you guys had to be neighbors with a wrestling nut. But thank you so much to CT for sending in this super chat. We got another super chat from, guys, oh my God, Haj Gulashi. Thank you for this massive super chat. I literally do not know what to say other than, holy cow, you did not have to, but thank you so much. Hell, now I'm gonna start crying. This stream's going from a happy celebration to I'm gonna start crying. Holy cow, Haj Gulashi, thank you so much for all of your support, for sending in this massive super chat. Like, you literally did not have to, but I appreciate it from like the bottom of my heart. Like, literally, thank you so much, Haj Gulashi. Like, I'm gonna go like celebrate after this. See, guys, wrestling, see what happens? Here we go. Perfect example. When wrestling makes people happy, they come onto the streams and they help their fellow content creators. And now I'm happy and I'm gonna go spread my happiness somewhere else, and we're all happy. And then it's just gonna be contagious. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Haj Gulashi. Really, thank you so much. Guys, we got another one from Lanaya D who says, you deserve all the super chats. Has Tony Khan performed the greatest magic trick by getting the different promotions to work together diplomatically and now signing CM Punk? Can't wait for what's next. Yeah, and this was something that I talked about too with Christopher Daniels. I spoke to him at the Heels Stars carpet, and he was just talking about how good it is to be a wrestling fan right now. And I mean, like, it really is true, guys. Like, this is a time to like really be excited about everything that is happening right now, guys. And all right, we got another one. I'm trying to catch up with everybody's, guys. Sorry, like usually my stream is a little bit more orderly, but this show is unlike the others. We got another one from Maj Motar who says, Denise, you deserve it. Thank you so much. Edgar Dominguez says, I wasn't a fan of Punk, but wow, that was crazy. Why didn't he just call out WWE? Vince needs to retire. I was. So when he sat down in the ring, you know, pipe bomb style, I really did think that he was just going to basically like go all out and just being like, you know, that company, this company, WWE, they did this, they did that. I really didn't know what to expect. And I think that's why I was essentially on the edge of my seat. But he did it in a subtle way where like we all knew what he was talking about. So he didn't have to directly call them out by name. And one of the things that I do also want to mention, because we've kind of jumped around a little bit on, you know, what he mentioned in his promo, but one of the other things that he mentioned, and I think this was really smart, you know, in a way to also put over AEW, was the fact that, you know, he's talking about the young talent and how the young talent has so much passion, and that's essentially the reason why he came to AEW was because of the young talent. And he says that he wanted to be in the same, he wanted to work with young talent like this, and that he wished he had them 10 years ago. He wished that those people were around 10 years ago. And now that he officially gets the chance to be in a locker room with them, then why not? And then eventually that's when he ends up addressing a Darby Allin. So like I said, guys, we kind of jumped around a little bit, but we pretty much covered the gist of what CM Punk said in his pipe bomb. And I have a feeling we're going to be hearing, you know, he mentioned this too, that he's here to stay they already announced him for AEW Dynamite this week. So this isn't going to be the only promo. They got CM Punk. He's definitely up there with top promo people top mic skills of all time. So we are definitely going to be getting a lot of good mic time from CM Punk, I can imagine. We got another super chat from Brian Younts who says, life needs all the joy you can get. AEW gave a lot of people that very thing tonight. They really did. And see, like, I know a lot of people are always, like, there's going to be people that are like hating on AEW, that they hate on the product, etc. But at the end of the day, when you got somebody making fans, when you got a promotion making fans this legitimately happy, you got to treasure that. And I think you got to respect that a little bit too. So thank you so much to Brian Younts for sending in this super chat as well. We got another one from Chris Long Island who says, CM Punk's debut is perfect. What I love is he said he has plenty of time. This is huge because it means Punk is in AEW with so many feuds coming. And Darby Allin, guys, he's just the beginning. But I mean, look at that AEW roster. And I wish I could pull it up right now, but I'm scared that my internet will freak out if I open up another tab. But you got so many people. Like, you got Jungle Boy, you got Darby, you got Orange Cassidy, you got Pac, you got the Lucha Brothers, you got you matches with Moxley, matches with Kenny Omega. There is literally just so many options. It's ridiculous. And I almost feel like that is the problem with AEW. One of the problem with AEW is there's too much talent and you want to see all of these different matchups and there's not enough time. And, you obviously have to take time to build these stories. And I'm like, oh, I'm so excited to see this matchup. Miro is another person. There's so many people. And there's like not enough time for all these stories to be told. And even like for example, like a perfect example of this is like with the AEW tag team division. I feel like everybody can be like sitting here and be like, oh, I can't wait for these people to get their shot at the titles. Oh, I can't wait for these people to get their shot at the titles. Same thing with the TNT championship. You're like, oh, I can't wait to see this person get the TNT title. Like, there is a lot of option in terms of wanting to see people in certain feuds, in certain storylines, in certain matches, in certain positions with the company. We got a super chat from Ruben Pinkston who says, hope Danielson is a heel or Punk should turn soon. Edge had a great promo too. Love both shows. Great night overall. Wish Punk didn't dump on WWE. Like, at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that obviously they'll crap on the company and they'll say things and, all of that stuff. And people do get bothered by that. There are a lot of people who are like, man, like, stop like talking smack, right? But I think that CM Punk is one of those people that has legitimate reasons to be upset with the company, where I do not blame him one bit for throwing these shots. If anybody's going to be throwing shots or jabs at the company, I would basically say that CM Punk is justified in that, with everything that he went through, especially, all of that information was, it was put forth to us. And then he got in trouble for putting out all that information out there. So it's like, I would say that CM Punk is definitely one of those people that is allowed to really and everybody's allowed to go out and express their opinion, but he's definitely validated, in my opinion, with that. In terms of Brian Danielson, man, I'm very, very interested to see how they're going to bring him in and when exactly they're going to bring him in. I know there's a lot of talk or predictions of him coming in that Arthur Ashe show. So that seems to be like what we think is going to happen. We got another super chat from Jeremy Hooton. Didn't send a message, but thank you so much to Jeremy for sending this in. Labor Day says, screamed ourselves hoarse. The building was shaking. Oh my God. That's incredible. We got another super chat from Alicia Ellis who says, love that his first sentence was putting over Dr. Britt Baker. Yeah, we need to talk about that too, because I wasn't expecting the first words out of CM Punk's mouth in his AEW debut to be about Britt Baker. And by that, I mean, is that if I'm Britt Baker, I would be like, holy smokes. Like, that was a compliment. Like, that was a big compliment, a very nice gesture that the first thing CM Punk did. And actually, kind of, if you think about it, it's kind of I don't know if it's poetic, but it means something. He came out here and he said that, he was here for the young talent and he wants to work with them. And the first thing that came out of his mouth was literally putting over one of those new talents, one of those new superstars that we're seeing in AEW, in Britt Baker. So I do think that that's a pretty That's actually pretty great now that I think about it, because I did think about it like in that moment. I was like, oh, shoot, like putting over Britt Baker, that's like the first thing he does. That's really awesome for Britt Baker. But now that I think about it, I feel like there's a little bit more meaning to that now. So thank you so much to Alicia Ellis for sending in this super chat as well. And we got another one from Anthony Atom, who says, think you have enough CM Punk super chats for now. Just wanted to say, keep up the great work, and what a great time to be a wrestling fan. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Literally, guys, I literally cannot thank you guys enough for all of the massive amount of support that you guys give me on here each and every single week. Juan Garcia sends in a super chat and says there will be even more CM Punk chants at WWE shows now that CM Punk is back. I don't think so, actually. I don't think so. I don't think there's going to be more CM Punk chants in WWE, because now it's kind of like, why do it when you can chant it when you're at an AEW event? So I would say no. I actually don't. I mean, I'm not going to say they're never going to happen. I just don't think that they're going to be as much as they were before. So yeah, no, I don't think so, but we'll see what happens. I'm not Nostradamus. I don't know everything. Let's see what else we got here, guys. I'm scrolling through all of your comments here. Oh my God, I'm going to have to jump. Okay, I don't know what I'm going to do. We got another super chat from Jeremy Houghton, who says, was thinking Edge's return was close to this in recent returns, but this for me is still better. What a moment, CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. Thank you guys so much. We still got, I'm going to run through Rampage in a second, guys, and then we're going to briefly highlight what went down on SmackDown, guys. I'm just trying to make sure that I get it in everybody's super chat, because you guys paid your money, and I want to make sure that all of that stuff is read out here. So pardon me, guys. I do not have a comment moderator or anybody assisting me here. All right, here we go. I'm all caught up now. Thank you guys so much. Let's do this. Let's jump into the rest of Rampage. We did 40 minutes on CM Punk alone. Holy cow. All right, here we go, guys. Really quickly, let's get into this. Rampage. Christian Cage cuts a promo backstage, essentially just says that he's going to beat the soul out of Kenny Omega. Obviously, we know that's a match that's happening at All Out. And then we get into this tag team eliminator match. Obviously, the winners of this tag team eliminator match are going to go on to face the Young Bucks at All Out for the AEW tag team titles inside a steel cage. And essentially, I know we were talking about this on the AEW Dynamite post show, but we were talking about a lot of people, including myself, want to see Jurassic Express, be those people. And I think that based on the story that they told at AEW Dynamite, which you saw Jurassic Park lose in a way that I thought was sort of unfair for them. They had a lot of obstacles stacked against them, the obstacle being the Elite. So essentially, I think that that Jurassic Express should be the people to continue on and face the Young Bucks. But here we go. Really quickly, some awesome moments from this match, included a shooting star press from Mark Quinn on Luchasaurus, which was really fun. Luchasaurus hit Mark Quinn with a spinning heel kick, which is a really cool moment too. Jungle Boy ended up going for a 2 count after a pin. Oh my gosh, I can't talk anymore. He ended up going for the pin, but only got a 2 count there. We saw Isaiah Cassidy try and cheat by pulling up Jungle Boy's trunks, and we saw a whole lot of Jungle Boy there. A lot of commentary joke that they saw a lot of crack, or they made some crack jokes on there, but that was pretty funny. Whatever. But in the end, we did see Jurassic Express win this match. This was a fun little match, guys. It wasn't like a blow away match by any means, but it was perfectly fine. I enjoyed it for what it was, and I think that the right team definitely won in Jurassic Express. And now Jurassic Express will go on to face either Varsity Blondes or Lucha Brothers, depending on who wins that match. In terms of who I think that I want to see them face next, I feel like if the Lucha Brothers aren't going to win this tournament, if it's going to be Jurassic Express, as much as I want to see Jurassic Express versus Lucha Brothers more than Varsity Blondes, I do think it would be smarter to give Varsity Blondes the win, though, just because they are a really popular team. They're really popular guys. And so I actually think that if they're planning on Jurassic Express winning the whole thing, give this match to Varsity Blondes to give them a little, extra something. Lucha Brothers, they can get that extra something in another direction. But obviously, if Lucha Brothers are going to be winning, then I do not mind whatsoever seeing Jurassic Express versus Lucha Brothers. It's actually the match that ideally I'd like to see a little bit more, just because I know that it's going to be just a bunch of really cool and awesome spots that we're going to get from that. Then we got a quick promo from Kenny Omega backstage, well, in a vignette really, and he's just basically says that he's going to retire Christian at All Out, and that he's going to retire him for another 7 years, and that he wishes that Christian is going to wish that he never came back. I've been noticing this obviously since last week's AEW Rampage and this AEW's Rampage. One of the things that I particularly like about Rampage and the flow of the show is that they do a lot of these really quick videos to kind of remind you of either some of the matches that are coming up, to promote some of the matches that are coming up, and then also just to kind of remind you of, the stories that are occurring on the show that, are either going to play into Rampage or are going to play into Dynamite later on. And even like with Rampage, like with the main event, which we'll get to in just a second, I like that they do Mark Henry still isn't like pitch perfect in this spot. I think he could be a little bit more confident, but he'll get there eventually. But I do like that they are doing these like little interviews with the main event, like whoever's in the main event prior to the actual main event. I do like that. I also like, doing these little video packages, hyping up these matches. They're really short, really brief, and they kind of get you hyped for them just a little bit more. Before we continue with the rest of Rampage, we got a super chat from Havan, the legend, who says, rank your top 5 current wrestling shows, please. I don't understand any more preference to WWE shows over AEW. So I'm not going to do a permanent ranking because I do weekly picks on Fridays. If you go on my Twitter every Friday, which I'm going to do one after this stream, I essentially post on my Twitter. I post what I thought was the best wrestling show of the week, what I thought was the best match of the week, what I thought was the best, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting what else I tweet. Oh, best promo of the week and best moment of the week. So it fluctuates for me each and every single week. I think that is the best way to be fair. But in terms of a show that I think is consistently good, it's obviously Dynamite. And that's just a given. And if you go back and you see some of my past weekly picks on Twitter, you'll notice that mainly all of them have been top shows, AEW Dynamite. Last week I chose Rampage just because of the meaning of it all and just like the feel-good moments and everything that occurred on that show. But thank you so much to Havan, the legend, for sending in this super chat. I really, really appreciate that. Did I say Jurassic Park? I've done that like 2 or 3 times now. If I ever say Jurassic Park on this stream, just know that this is not the first time that I've said it. I'm just seeing those comments now where people said that I said Jurassic Park. That is not the first time that it has happened, and it'll happen to me again. Because first of all, I love that movie Jurassic Park, and I'm just so used to saying Jurassic Park. It always throws me off, man. Always. It still glitches in my brain. Oh God. Okay, let's move on. Let's see. I'm gonna go through the rest of these comments here, guys, and then we're gonna continue also with Rampage. This has been an insane show. Daniel Zambrano says, Kenta just posted, give me CM Punk on Twitter. Holy crap, please. Oh, we're gonna be seeing a lot of this, I think. A lot of people saying, like, give me CM Punk. Hal, if you want to, like, if I'm like an underutilized talent, like, I'm gonna do everything in my power to utilize social media to get my name out there. And if I'm gonna be somebody like, obviously not Kenta, but like somebody else, I would definitely be like, I want a shot at CM Punk. Like, screw it. Like, get your name out there, man. But no, that's really awesome. Kenta posting that, really, really cool. Thank you for letting me know, BTW. As you guys know, immediately after the shows, I come on here, so I don't get to see what is posted on on Twitter. I'm just seeing the Jurassic Park comments. Oh man. Malcolm Mitchell says, I think we know what moment / promo of the week is. Hell, you guys I'll give you my Twitter login. Log in and tweet the moment of the week for me, or the promo of the week. I think that's definitely a given. And no, I'm not going to give my Twitter login. All right, let's see what else we got here, guys. Oh, okay. I'm all cut up here. Cool. So I can move on to this next match. All right, we got Jade Cargill versus Kiera Hogan. And first of all, really happy for Kiera Hogan that she's getting these opportunities with AEW. I was able to interview her when she was an Impact Wrestling talent. Really friendly girl, a really nice personality, and we kind of had a few things in common. I thought she was really cool, and I got to kind of know her a little bit during that interview. But either way, they did a little promo ahead of this where Jade Cargill, I thought, had a really good line where she says, I don't normally play with my food, but tonight we feast. Really quick, really easy, gives these performers a little bit more depth to their character when they do stuff like this. So I'm 100% here for this. But the actual match, for the most part, so I got several things to say about this. So first and foremost, like this was even though I don't think a lot of people realize, or maybe you guys did, I'm not sure, but this was a big matchup for both of these women. Okay, Kiara's new to the AEW world. Jade Cargill, they've been hyping her up, and she's been doing her thing. But for this show, whoever was on this show, because of CM Punk, whoever else was on this show benefited from that. They benefited from having CM Punk on the show, because that automatically means more eyeballs that are going to stick around and watch the rest of the show, either because they want to see CM Punk again, or because they like what they did that first segment. So let me stick around and see what this AEW stuff is all about. So good for them, because they definitely got maybe more eyeballs than they normally would get. And also, this match was super short. We saw Jade Cargill take the win. It was a very short, fast match, but I think that for first and foremost, given that I think this match went on maybe like 15, 18, 20 minutes before the show was going to end, there still was one match afterwards, there was only so much time that they can give them. But also, Jade Cargill is still, she's still green. She's still not a Britt Baker. She's not a Thunder Rosa level yet, but she is. So the way that they did this match, the way that they worked this match, I thought it benefited Jade Cargill, because it showed her strengths. They didn't put her out there long enough for her to, essentially have her flaws exposed. So they protected her, and they protected her by having the short, quick match where she came out and had this dominant victory. But then at the same time, you also, gave her a lot by being on this card, period. And same thing to Kiera Hogan, just her getting the spot, I thought was pretty awesome. So good call to have this match on there. And then like I mentioned, we had that Mark Henry interview with 2.0 and Daniel Garcia and Jon Moxley, where they're on the split screen. The only notable thing to say from this is that Jon Moxley had a line that I was just like, God damn it, Jon Moxley would say this. Jon Moxley essentially said, and he's going all balls out, crazy during this promo, and he just says that Daniel Garcia has a better chance of getting him pregnant than submitting him. I thought that line was epically hilarious. I popped at that. Really fun, really funny. But then we went into this match. First and foremost, huge moment for Daniel Garcia to be in this main event on this show and against Jon Moxley. Like, it's already a win for him. Like, he could have came out and gotten squashed in 0.5 seconds, and he still would have been a winner for tonight. I would say he's still a winner tonight, just being put in the situation that he was put in here today. If I'm Daniel Garcia, I'm feeling pretty good about the future, because that to me is a good sign that, the company likes you and the company sees something in you. So good for Daniel Garcia on this. And for the most part, I thought this was going to be a really quick match. I thought it was going to be a faster squash, and it wasn't. You actually saw Daniel Garcia get some offense in during this match. One of my favorite moments was when they were exchanging rights and lefts, Daniel Garcia and Jon Moxley, and then Jon Moxley just snaps and he just starts headbutting the guy. I thought that was pretty good. Eventually, we see Jon Moxley makes Daniel Garcia tap out. Quick and easy. Nobody expected Jon Moxley to lose in this match whatsoever, so perfectly fine. Afterwards, we do get a post-match attack from 2.0, and 2.0 comes in and helps out Daniel Garcia essentially attack Moxley. But then Sting and Darby Allin come out to help out John Moxley. At this point, the crowd is chanting CM Punk because I think some people are expecting CM Punk to come out, but he doesn't. So I'm glad that they did it. I thought the way that they did what they did was perfectly fine. And then essentially Eddie Kingston comes out and helps him out as well. And then this is how the show ends up closing out. So overall, a pretty darn good episode of AEW Rampage. I'm going to read a couple of super chats and then we're going to jump into the main highlights of SmackDown. This is probably going to be like a 5-minute conversation because we are running out of time. But we got a super chat from Chris Long Island who says, "Sign of the night. We wish WWE luck in future endeavors." There was a sign that said that? I didn't see that. When did that show? Was it obvious? I didn't see that. How did I miss that? I missed it. Oh, man. Thank you so much to Chris Long Island, though, for sending in this super chat here. I appreciate it. All right. I'm going to scroll through a couple more because I saw we had a couple of more super. Nope. All right. Cool. I'm all cut up. All right. Awesome. All right. So really quickly, guys. So SmackDown. Don't leave me, guys. Don't leave me. We got a super chat from Fonzie Fields who says, "You do such an amazing job covering all the shows. I love it. More Jade Cargill, please." First of all, I agree with you on Jade Cargill. She's grown on me more and more each and every week. She looks like a star. But in terms of me, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I don't know what else to say, but thank you so much to Fonzie Fields. I really, really thank you for this. It's having this job is amazing, and getting to work for FRW is literally even more amazing. All right, SmackDown, guys. So you guys are gonna laugh at me. Oh, I don't even know if I should say this. Should I even say this on the air? I missed the first 7 minutes of SmackDown, and this is not like a shot or anything, guys, but my schedule has been insane here, okay? Doing all these interviews, uploading them, etc., tweeting out, stuff and all of that. I was so distracted on Twitter that it wasn't until Ross from Cultaholic posted something about SmackDown where I looked at the clock and it was 5:05, and I was like, shoot, SmackDown started. I don't even have the stream set up yet, and I'm freaking out because I'm like, oh my God. So I ended up missing the first 7 minutes of SmackDown. I missed Edge's entire promo, guys. I'm so sorry, but I missed the promo. All I caught was the end. The end of what looked like a really fiery, interesting promo. Edge just basically says he's going to burn down Seth Rollins. So please do not hate me for this very crappy review of Edge's promo, but I'm very sorry I missed it. I'm sorry, but I'm sure it was great. All right. After this, we had a match between Rey Mysterio and Jey Uso. This was a slow match to begin with, but afterwards, it started to pick up. I think after we got that Hurricanrana from Rey Mysterio, we saw Rey Mysterio do a moonsault. We saw a little bit of tension between not tension, but Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio essentially not being on the same page. That thus ended up costing Rey Mysterio the match. They were having like an outside conversation slash discussion slash argument. I don't really know what it was, but they were out there, and the Usos essentially jumped them during that moment, and then Jey Uso was able to get Rey Mysterio back into the ring, hit a frog splash, and then Rey Mysterio lost the match. So, I mean, it was what it was, guys. It wasn't like anything OMG. And then we got a rematch. Kevin Owens versus Baron Corbin. We saw this match last week, and I did not think with the way that everything played out, I did not think that they needed to do this match to do the events that unfolded afterwards. So this was a fun, decent little match, okay? And that's always going to be the case with Kevin Owens. He's always going to go out there and put on a great show because that's just what he does. But Big E, they really made Big E look really, really silly during this segment. Like, they did not make Big E look smart in this segment. And by that I mean is that he comes out like almost like halfway towards the end of this match, and he essentially runs out and he tries to get his briefcase back from Baron Corbin. And he attacks Baron Corbin, and this ends up causing a DQ. By this, I just didn't think so he causes a DQ, right? And the match ends in a DQ. And then afterwards, Baron Corbin ends up running out with the briefcase. So Big E doesn't get it back. This made Big E look dumb because why? A, why did he wait until like almost the end of this match? If it was going to be a DQ anyways, why did he wait all the way until the end to try to get his briefcase back? Like, bro, you should have been trying to been getting it back since like the beginning of the show. Like, I think they could have done like easily a opening segment or something or anything at the top of the show where Biggie is pissed and he's looking for Baron Corbin and he's trying to get his briefcase back. Like, it kind of made it look silly the way that they essentially played this out. It's kind of like, why would you wait so long? And then they didn't have to have this match with Kevin Owens, because at the end of the day, they were just leading up into this moment, and they could have literally just plugged in anybody just to be different and not essentially have this rematch. Then we had another rematch. This one was shots. Oh my gosh, guys. This is hilarious, BTW. Like, the difference between when I'm talking about Rampage and when I'm talking about SmackDown in the chat section is just, it's very, very telling. It's very, very unfortunate. Oh my God. Sorry. I'm like, okay. So we have this rematch, another rematch, and this is Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Knox versus Natalya and Tamina. I'm going to be real with you guys because I already tweeted this. This was a match where I thought to myself, all right, I've seen this match. This is officially now their third time. I'm going to go get myself a donut. So I did. I went to Dunkin' Donuts and I got myself a donuts. This is not an ad for Dunkin' Donuts because they had a terrible iced chai coffee tea that I got. Was terrible, tasted awful, but the donut was really great. But anyways, I came back and essentially caught Shotzi and Tegan winning, and this is now the third time that they have defeated Natalya and Tamina, yet commentary was essentially making it seem like it was such a big deal. It was such an upset. How could they? Shotzi and Tegan beat Natty and Tamina on July 9th and July 16th, and now August 20th. That is the third time, ladies and gentlemen. So it should not be an upset. An upset, okay, the first time. The first time, cool. The third time, not so much. Then really quickly, we got a promo from Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is essentially out there, and he's basically talking about, this match with Edge and all of this, right? And the best part, this is really the only thing we need to talk about, because we all of a sudden hear the Brood's music play. We start to hear it, I'm thinking, I don't know what I was saying. I was thinking Gangrel was coming out. I was like, oh, we're going to see Gangrel. All right, cool. For some reason, I wasn't expecting Edge just to pop out on the screen and essentially dump all of this blood that turns black or whatever, all of this blood coming down on Seth Rollins. And I thought it was pretty cool. So before he actually gets all the blood on there, we've seen that before, obviously, but before this, he essentially just tells Seth Rollins that the freaks come out at night, and he laughs and he says he's never going to see it coming. And that is when he essentially gets all of the blood coming down, or the dark liquid, onto Seth Rollins. So there you go. That was a pretty cool moment. If you missed out on SmackDown and you're like, oh, well, what should I watch? What highlights should I watch? I would definitely recommend this being a highlight for you guys to watch. Alrighty, guys. We have I'm going to jump into this match with Rick Boogs and Shinsuke Nakamura. They faced off against Apollo Crews and Commander Aziz. This was really just a showcase for Rick Boogs, to kind of see what he can do out there. This guy's a legit, he was a former amateur level wrestler in college. So he didn't look bad in this match whatsoever. There was no moment in time where Boogs looked lost whatsoever in this match. But I wouldn't say he was like the greatest thing, but he didn't look bad at all. I think that a guy like him with a lot of personality, he can get by on essentially, being a little bit of, he could be average in the ring and get by because the guy has a lot of personality. But they ended up getting the win there. And someone says that my camera is smugged. Oh no, I don't know what happened. Oh damn. Sorry guys. I don't know what happened. Nobody told me this till now. I had no idea. Sorry, guys. I wasn't looking at myself. I was looking at my notes, so I did not even notice that my camera was mugged. I think I kind of fixed it now. Sorry, guys. Must have gotten sort of steamy in here. Oh, it got a little steamy, guys. Someone says now it's worse. Oh man, I know it wasn't like this the whole time, but all right, we're almost done anyways, guys. We're almost done. All right, after this, we got a back-to-back matches with Bianca Belair and Carmella and Zelina. Carmella shoves Zelina into the ring, so oh my gosh, what am I talking about anymore? Okay, Carmella shoves Zelina into the ring when they come out together. So Zelina essentially has to go with her match first with Bianca Belair. This is a really, really quick match. And now they're essentially also with that little moment, they're teasing something now with Carmella and Zelina, which obviously, was bound to happen since there's not really that many options. But we see a quick match and Bianca wins with a kiss of death. And then Carmella, takes the opportunity, sees that, Bianca, is exhausted from this first match. So she jumps right in and she sneak attacks Bianca before their match even gets started. So Bianca obviously can't catch a breath. She ends up winning this match too with a kiss of death. So there you go. Bianca Belair defeats both Carmella and Zelina in this match. And then lastly, guys, we get this face-to-face with Roman Reigns and John Cena. Roman Reigns and John Cena have really been knocking it out of the park with their promos in terms of like everything that they have been doing. Last week's 26-minute monologue got a lot of praise and a lot of positive reviews from people that I saw on social media. So that was good. But they come out, Roman basically tells John Cena that he's been saying a bunch of dumb things, that last week he said a bunch of dumb things, and that people only pop for him because he does, quote, his John Cena thing. So I thought that was pretty clever. Then Cena basically tells him that Roman, he's just a protected egomaniac in a bubble and says that he needs to be brought down back to earth. And he says that he's not here to promote his movies, but to rather, quote, demote your ass. That is exactly what he tells Roman Reigns. The crowd really pops for that line. And then afterwards, Roman essentially... Sorry, guys, I'm trying to understand what the hell I wrote here. All right, so essentially Roman then tells John Cena that he can do the exact same thing that he does, that he can go to Hollywood, that he can be in these movies and that he can be in these TV shows, that he's not better than him because he can do the exact same things. This then leads into a pretty big addition into their match. So now, not only is the Universal Championship on the line, but Roman Reigns tells John Cena that if he does not win at SummerSlam, if Roman Reigns does not walk out as Universal Champion, that he is going to leave WWE. And I thought this was great because there was a moment where John Cena had also said that tomorrow night that he was going to become a 17-time champion and break the record. And I thought, man, are they really going to ruin Roman Reigns' streak and actually have John Cena take the belt from him? I do not want that. I do not want that whatsoever. So now with the stipulation, I don't know, it may be kind of a spoiler. To me, it kind of is a spoiler, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad because I do not want to see Roman Reigns lose to John Cena. But this is a little bit of spoiler. We all know Roman Reigns ain't leaving WWE, but there you go. That's the added stipulation or the added stakes into this match. So guys, holy cow. There you go. I want to thank you guys so much. That is SmackDown. That is AEW Rampage. I don't know what is going on with this camera and this light. Thank God it happened towards the end of this stream. But BTW, for those of you who are new to my show does not normally look like this, okay? This is like not a great visual. My show normally looks a lot better. You can ask some of the other people. We usually have a great backdrop, great lighting, a better camera, a better microphone, and all of that. But this is my travel kit for here in Las Vegas. So guys, before I go, thank you guys so much for all the super chats, for tuning in, for liking, for commenting, for taking part, for just giving me a chance and listening to me talk on here for over an hour. I thank you guys so much. For those of you who also do not know, I am live 3 times a week here. So I'm live on Tuesdays to talk about NXT. I'm live on Wednesdays to talk about Dynamite. And then I'm live on Fridays to talk about SmackDown and Rampage. So that is going to be, once I get back home in LA, a better setup, as you guys all know. Tomorrow, I will be at SummerSlam. I will be in the press box. And then immediately after, I will be at the SummerSlam after party. They're doing a red carpet. Tiffany Haddish is going to be there. Tiffany Haddish is going to be there. And a lot of other people. So make sure you guys follow me on Twitter and or on Instagram at _ Denise Salcedo to get all of that information. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much. Do not forget to give this video a like. Spread the word about my show. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Bye, everybody.